What's the vibe like at this year's training camp versus last year? Is there any different feel?
Oh, everything is different, especially with that World Cup. Just you kind of jump in the middle of the train, and so it was my third practice, I think, with the team. So, and the vibe is, I think it's better. We got a lot of young guys who can play the game, and they showed it last year too, and on the end of the season last year. So, it's different. It's a totally different feel here.
What, if anything, stands out to you about Austin Matthews so far?
He looks like he's been in the NHL for a couple of years already. He's great on the puck, skilled. His speed is unbelievable too. So he's just a great player so far.
What was your World Cup experience like? What did you take away from that event?
I liked it. I think it was a great event, and I hope that fans loved it too. And probably they did because the Canada won, so everybody loved it here. But I really enjoyed it, to play for my national team and, be part of it. It's something like Olympics.
I know you've only had a few practices back. I saw Mike, he was upstairs. Do you think it'll be a different vibe at training camp once he gets back on the ice with you guys?
I don't know. We'll see. Time will tell.
Okay.
Look back to your experience last spring, of course, now to the World Cup, and able to take both those to build toward this season, Roman?
I hope so. It was the last year. It was a great experience to be in the NHL finals. It was great, and I hope I can bring something back and and actually share with the guys. And they were already asking questions how it is, and so I already shared it with them. And like I said, it's a great experience.
Roman, Tyler Bozak was telling us a few minutes ago about how kids these days, the younger players, they have so much confidence. He says he wishes he had that sort of confidence when he came into the league. Have you noticed that the young guys coming up that you've got in the dressing room there, either on the ice or off the ice, they have that healthy confidence?
Yeah, I think so. It's totally different in NHL than me and Bozy started. And, it's just I think it's just right now. If you look at the young guys, they're the guys who's playing, and they're the best guys in the league. Back then it was different. It was the older guys. They were the backbone of the team, of the league. So it changed. So that's what it is.